Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am going to do some junk journaling today. It's kind of a hybrid junk journal, art journal play. I don't really specify what I do. It just kind of barfs out onto the paper into whatever it wants to be. I piled my desk first thing with things that just sort of I liked, and I printed out some sprocket pictures. So I just had things at my fingertips. And the things that you see already on the paper, I had already stuck in the journal. If you watched the other day when I told you how to make art journaling easier and junk journaling, this is from that. And so I'm just doing some stenciling of some navy stars. You can see I kind of got too much paint in the beginning, but I don't care. You can still kind of see the stars, and it doesn't really matter to me. This paper I had stuck in a long time ago, and I just wanted to junk journal about stuff that we did today for the 4th of July, so it was like the perfect spread. That stamp, I don't know where it came from. It's really old, and I think it was my mom's. It just seems kind of summery to me. Just pick a bunch of crap that you like, that you think kind of doesn't even have to go with a theme. This is a Tim Holtz stencil. There's sets of stamps and stencils you can buy from Michael's that are Tim Holtz, and his are really cool. I'm just using my ink pad to like scrape it across there and make that design. If you're very precious with your ink pads, I wouldn't do this because it can tear them up a little bit. But I'm not precious with much. I use that spare notebook to glue things, to rub the glue stick on so that I don't get glue all over my desk. That's just a doily from like a pack of paper doilies that I got at the Dollar Tree that was cut in half. I think I used the other half in maybe one of those vintage journals I made on my channel when I first started. And then I'm just washi taping it in. I'm just adding layers, just layers of stuff, not really thinking about it too much. This little pack of tiny envelopes, I don't even know where it came from. I want to say it was like in a extreme clearance bin at Joann's or something, but I just thought they were super cute little envelopes. So I'm picking out pictures that I ripped out of magazines that just spoke to me, said summer to me, or I don't know, something. And you can see, like, I even have the cover to my bounce dryer sheets ripped off there. I didn't know if I was going to stick that in there because that just is like a feeling to me. That feels like home. It doesn't necessarily feel like summer, but today was just a day with us, like, you know, my husband and my 2 kids, and that smell, that dryer sheet smell, smells like home to me, and so I didn't know if I was going to put that in there. I printed out some pictures on my sprocket of them watching the parade, and I just put it on the back of a card with a sticker on it, and I stuck it in that little pocket. And then I'm gluing down some more like collage pieces. The more like just weird interest stuff that you can put in there, the better that your journals will be, honestly. Sticking in another sprocket photo. That little sparkler picture was something I tore out of a magazine a long time ago, and it just was perfect here. That Cat and Jack tag is from a piece of clothing that had SPF in it that I bought Addie a while ago, and I just kept the tag. I don't know why, but it was so hot today that I thought it was appropriate. And then, what is this? I glued, this afternoon we just kind of relaxed. We chilled out at home, and so I have a picture, just pictures that I got from Real Simple magazine that just kind of spoke to me. That plastic bag came from something that was thrown at us in the parade. I think it was like a notebook or something like that. So I just took it and I taped it in my journal. And I'm going to stick stuff in that little plastic bag because I like it because it's clear and you can see all the stuff that I did underneath it, but it gives me another layer, you know, places I can tuck things. The card that I glued that one picture to is from an ephemera pack. And then the last sprocket photo I have was from this afternoon. Addie and I made charms from a charm bracelet thing that she got for her birthday. So we worked on those at the kitchen table. And that was our favorite one that we made. It was like a ice cream sundae cone thing. And we had fun doing that, so it was cute. And so that is just a scrap piece of scrapbook paper. And I just stuck the picture to it, and then I'm just doing a little journaling on it. And as you can see, it won't fit in there, so I just fold it in half. You just have to go with the flow. Like I said, it's if you're looking for perfection, creative journaling is just not the answer. It might annoy you too much. But maybe it'll be good for you because you'll have to chill the fuck out. And I'm sticking it in the clear pocket. Super cool. And then I'm taking out another Tim Holtz stencil. This one had stars, and then it's got some numbers in it that I like to stencil. I put the date on all of my like spreads that I do because sometimes I don't go in order of the book. Like this particular set of pages wasn't the next one in my journal, but it just fit the vibe of what I was going for, so I make sure and date it so that I know when it was. And then I'm just tracing some stars on there. And then I don't know what this white piece of paper is from. Probably just a piece of cardstock that came in like a pair of tights or something like that. I keep those pieces of paper because they're great to journal on. So I was just journaling about today and the things that we did, and don't let the word journaling get you hung up, because I feel like if you don't journal, then when you hear somebody that journals, you think, oh, they're sitting writing, "Dear diary, my deepest, darkest thoughts and secrets from today are..." No, that's not what I mean by journaling. Like, you're not having these great epiphany thoughts every day in your journal. It's just like a brain dump. It's a place to record things that you do every day. I mean, sometimes I record things in my journal that are personal, like just emotions and stuff like that. But I mean, on the whole, it's not like a real intense thing, you know? So don't let the word journaling or scare you, because it's just writing down what you do. And like I have said before, it may seem dumb to you now, but when you look back on it, it won't be dumb, because you'll have a record of what you did that day and what it felt like, what happened, what was said, you know? And even if it's a tiny thing that seemed insignificant at the time, in the future, you will think it's neat, and the people that have your journals in the future will think it's really neat. So I try and remember that. I'm not like, Emily Bronte, like writing a novel that's going to go down in history here. So, and then I just figure out where to stick that. You just kind of have to play around and see where you like things. This piece of acetate, I don't know where that came from. Just scrapbook paper wall at Michael's or Joann's that I needed for a project. And I just had leftover, so I decided to cut out a piece of acetate that matched the journaling kind of card that I had, and then I put those together in the journal. Because then it's another layer of interest, it makes it look cool, and if it was something more personal that you didn't really want just, flung open to the naked eye, if you were to flip through your journal, then that kind of disguises the writing a little bit. Like I said, nothing of mine is too deep like that, but it can be, and it's odd things that the spreads that you think are lighthearted, how sometimes they bring out feelings in you that you didn't even know you had, that you just needed to get out on paper. So that's the beautiful thing about journaling, is it just takes you on a journey. I'm just making a tip in, and then underneath that little tag, I'm just writing that it was really hot today. It was so hot. And I don't know why I wanted to record it, just felt like it, spur of the moment. Now I'm just securing that piece of acetate on top of the journaling card so that they both flip up separately. It's just kind of like layering tip-ins. And if you don't know what a tip-in is, look on my channel for an earlier video about how to make tip-ins, because you can use lots of cool stuff and they make your journal super fun, really fun. This piece of fabric is one of my favorite things. My mom gave me a box of scraps of fabric because she quilts, and that was in a quilt that she made, and it just is so beautiful and perfect, and it just reminded me of today. I don't know why, it's just beautiful. So I'm just stapling it in. I love just different feelings and fabrics, and just stick things in your journal that you wouldn't think about, and make them hang off the edge so that there's, you know, scraps sticking out and papers hanging out and stuff like that. It just makes it really fun and funky, just like me. No, I'm just kidding. All right, where am I going next? I'm using one of those Tim Holtz distress stains, and this one is in old paper. Still trying to figure out the best way to use them, but it kind of does make that doily look a little less crispy white. So I run it over my journal page too, and the white paper. I like those things. They come in a lot of different shades and stuff like that, but I think you have to order them online from Joann's, because they're not at Michael's and Joann's, just on the shelf. So I'm just giving you a little rundown of what the end up junk journal page looks like, all the things that I stuck in there, and you know, it seems random, and it is random, and I think that's the best part about it. So this was how I kind of journaled about today, the 4th of July, and what a great day we had, because it turned out to be an awesome day. I had told my kids at the beginning of the day before we left the parade, look, don't be asshats today and we'll have a great day. I didn't say it quite like that, but that was the gist. And they actually listened. They were totally cool today. And so we had a great day. This is a sticker from one of those Bloom daily planner stickers that says family time. So I hope you guys had a wonderful 4th of July and a happy day. And I hope that you get into junk journaling and art journaling. Tell me about yours and let me see it. Stop by and say hi. Thanks, guys. Bye.